You can pull it around here in
Please
front
be
of...
careful.
I'm being very careful of it. This is the Enterprise Christmas ornament. You can see the little cord coming out of it there. And this is where you plug it into the lights and you hang it on your Christmas tree.
In their own right. Titles like Star Wars and Star Trek are still in current release, while their movie counterparts have gone on to television rerun status.
In the case of my...
And Tess Harper also star in this coming-of-age film.
They're animals. They're dying. Let them die.
Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, is about the future and the uncertainty it holds for the Federation and longtime enemies, the Klingon Empire, who decide to make peace with each other. William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and the rest of the Enterprise crew reunite for this adventurous journey. Also just under, as Lisa just mentioned, the Star Trek series of television shows and movies has explored the farthest reaches of space. And as John Tesh, a big Star Trek fan himself, tells us, the adventure continues.
I'm standing on the set of a brand new TV series called Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It may not look like much right now, but from humble beginnings just like these emerged a phenomenon more than 25 years ago. A TV series that dared to boldly go where no series had gone before.
Space. The final frontier.
On September 8th, 1966, television entered a new dimension. Star Trek was born, featuring the crew of the Starship Enterprise exploring new worlds in the 23rd century. William Shatner headed a cast of relative unknowns as Captain James T. Kirk, and Leonard Nimoy played Science Officer Spock from the planet Vulcan.
What I thought was, this looks like it could be a steady job. That was important.
It's hard to believe now, but Star Trek was a flop in the ratings. It found its following in reruns. The stories were set in space, but they dealt with real social issues.
We have the right
to wage war, Captain, to kill millions of innocent people.
That's really the best of science fiction, is taking a human theme and just putting it in a different environment.
The show took off at warp speed. Fans came to know and love all the characters, as well as items like phasers, transporters, and tribbles. Then there were those famous catchphrases people still quote today.
Fascinating.
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
That is quite logical, Captain.
By popular demand, the cast reunited in 1979 for their first feature film together, Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Star Trek: The Motion Picture, the first one, was supposed to be the only Star Trek movie. That's why it was called The Motion Picture. But that made a ton of money. And so what that dictates is a sequel.
Now there have been 6 features, and the fans keep coming back to see more of the idealistic vision of the future.
One of hope, one of high adventure, one of nobility, one of great expectation.
I just think it has some kind of magic to it.
What was supposed to be a 5-year mission has turned into a cultural marvel. The Enterprise continues to soar, with Star Trek: The Next Generation thriving on television. And sets are under construction on 2 different stages for the spin-off Deep Space Nine. There are more than 200 Star Trek clubs nationwide, and Trekkies flock to conventions by the thousands each year.
I'm dressed as Spock today, Captain Spock.
There are toys, clothes, loads of merchandise, and currently there's even an exhibit at the Smithsonian in Washington devoted to Star Trek.
I'm attracted to bald men.
Whoopi Goldberg has a recurring role in The Next Generation, and for her it was a dream come true to become part of Star Trek.
I've always wanted to do Star Trek. You know, me and Lieutenant Uhura, I always wanted to be her daughter.
It was also a dream come true for me to play a nasty Klingon for a day, even if the makeup alone took over 3 hours. Oh! I have to go to the bathroom. Gene Roddenberry was the man of vision behind Star Trek. He died late last year, but his sensitivity and humor are evident in all Star Trek projects. Happily, Roddenberry was able to enjoy his moment in the sun when a building here on the Paramount lot was dedicated in his honor last June.
You get no end of credit for just going to an office every day and writing your daydreams.
Let's see what's out there. Engage.
Star Trek has truly lived long and prospered in many incarnations, and the anticipation of this new series, Deep Space Nine, has proved that the phenomenon that is Star Trek continues to fascinate. Quite illogical, but highly successful. I'm John Tesh.
Thank you, John. The building dedicated to Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry also serves as headquarters for such successful Paramount.
But then there are those other times. In order to transform, in 1986, the entire cast of Star Trek IV was swimming in the B-tank. Their ship was supposed to have crashed, and the lot had to pass for San Francisco Bay. For some cast members, it was all too real.
It's really a little rugged with the rain and the ocean waves.
The wind is blowing, the water is churning, and it is a very uncomfortable and realistic setting.